That's Chad and Lori. But let's go back and think about her prior marriage. And that brings us to the question in our investigation, our first one. Lori and Charles, how did their love go wrong? What happened? What happened? Joining me, forensic psychiatrist, author, and columnist, Dr. Carol Lieberman, and retired police commander, religious cult expert, host of the podcast Profiling Evil, and author of the book Deceived, Mike King. All right, Dr. Carol Lieberman. How did it go wrong for Lori and Charles? I mean, Charles provided everything for her. He was head over heels for her. Head over heels.
That was the problem. Lori needed more excitement. She needed more of a challenge. She needed someone who would write those kinds of poems, essentially, to her. It was poetic. And, you know, it's kind of an old story of a bad girl and a good guy. And he was too, Charles was, it was nice. She was with him longer than anybody else, but it got to be too boring after a while. And then she got so involved in the religion and she started reading these books. And for her, you know, just like the blonde hair, for her husband, for Chad, well, not her husband at the beginning, but for Chad, just the same kind of extreme attraction. She was extremely attracted to somebody who had such adoration, you know, who was somebody in this religion, and that made her elevated to be somebody.
Dr. Carol Lieberman, do you think Chad actually believed what he was writing there, or is he writing what he believes Lori wants to hear?
No, I think he really felt those things. You know, it seemed very honest.
The loin fire?
Yes. I mean, you know, obviously these are romantic words, you know, very sort of exaggerated kinds of words. But yes, I think he did feel that. And, you know, she was someone who was always in pursuit of excitement. I don't think it was so much about religion. I mean, yes, of course, that was part of it and all that. I mean, that's how she got to him. But it was excitement. I mean, all these marriages that she had, for example, someone doesn't go from one marriage to another marriage to another marriage that quickly and that many, unless they're pursuing the excitement of the newness. You know, the next relationship is new and exciting and so on. And then, of course, Chad was the most exciting relationship she had ever had.
Yeah, it's not. Mike, we have like 10 seconds. I'll let you wrap it up.
I love being on with Carol.
That's about Kouri and Eric. Like Kouri and Eric, how did their love go wrong? What happened here? How are you looking at all this? How did their love go wrong, or was there no love?
Well, I agree with your other guest. You know, it's interesting in the story with Lori and Charles. I think she did love him to a point, you know, perhaps more than the other husbands. But then when Chad came along, that's what was the interrupter. You know, that's what gave her, that's what excited her a lot more. In this case, with Kouri, I don't think she loved him at all from the beginning. He was a meal ticket. And remember, she was working in Home Depot, and he came in, and a friend introduced them, and she saw him as, wow, you know, it was talking about bad girls, and he was the sitting duck, you know, and then she started stealing his money. This was a slow death. They married in 2013, and she killed him. She tried twice. You know, the second time she succeeded in 2022. And so it was a slow death. I think all along she was planning on getting rid of him. And it was kind of lasting for as long as she could use his money. She kept sneaking his money to buy houses, you know, for her flipping business. And then he started getting wind of it. Now, if he had had an unlimited amount of money and she could have kept stealing money, you know, she might not have killed him in 2022.
Dr. Carol Lieberman, we have about 20 seconds left here. Do you think if she had gotten away with it and didn't get arrested, she would be with that paramour today?
Probably until she got bored with him. But, she had bought a house. She put money down on a house, and she owed a lot of money, and she needed to make up for it. And she was expecting to make up for it by the insurance money on his death, on Eric's death. And in their prenup, this was the problem. Eric should have realized, or it would have been good if he realized, there was a prenup where she would get more of the assets if he died when they were married, as opposed to being divorced. So, this, as I said, this was like a long coming death.
Big thank you, Dr. Carol Lieberman.